how are you? My name's Dana, and I've decided I'm gonna document some of the journey that I am about to take. So, bad things come in threes for me. They always do. So, in the last 3 weeks, I have been going through hell. I had my daughter. I have an emotional needs daughter who ended up being hospitalized. So that was the first week. She was there for exactly a week. When we came out of that, I live in a town called Glenwood. I don't know if you guys see my budgeted video. It was all over the place. My camera, well, actually, my laptop sucks. It's about 10 plus years old. I could never afford to upgrade and get a new one, so kind of just stuck with that. But it was cutting out a lot of my edit, like my voices when I was talking and stuff. You couldn't hear anything. It was freezing everything. So I had to, there's something flying. I had to record it like 4 or 5 times, and then I just eventually gave up. I was like, either I'm putting this up or nothing is going up at all. So, so I live in Glenwood Springs. Well, I live by Glenwood Springs. I live about 45 minutes away from Glenwood Springs, Colorado. And it rained one day, which caused a massive mudslide, which trapped everybody in Glenwood. So that was the second week, exactly a week and 1 day after my daughter went to the hospital. So she had only been out for a week, and then all of this stuff happened. And then I was like, okay, whatever. Like, we got through this. It's fine. And this stuff happened on a Friday. The following week on Thursday, it was the first, I took my daughter to her appointment. I went to pay my rent right after, and they evicted me. I mean, they took my rent check and everything, but they evicted me. They told me that because I have a therapy animal, which is a emotional support animal, which by law is legal to have in your house, you can have an emotional support animal. They cannot evict you for it. So I provided all the paperwork, the documentation, everything, and they were like, well, technically, we're just not extending your lease. We're not renewing your lease. So you need to get out. My lease is not over until October. It is August 8th. I want to say it's the 8th today. It's Thursday. August 8th. They told me on the 2nd that I needed to get out. So they're terminating my lease early. And by law, you cannot evict someone with a service animal or an emotional support animal, but you can decide not to renew their lease. And so that is what they're saying that they're doing. So I live on the western slope of Colorado. There are a few towns. It's like Junction, which is like kind of far. It's an hour from where I live. But there's Debec, Parachute, Rulison, Rifle, Silt. What's the other one? Newcastle. And then there's Glenwood Springs. So, with all of this happening, and living in this place that I do where everyone seems to have money. So if you don't have money, you're screwed. And that is the case with me. So, my background is that I am actually pharmacy tech who is not licensed. I'm supposed to be licensed, and my test is in October, I believe. I'm also a certified nursing assistant, and I am a phlebotomist, but I couldn't find a job doing that. So I decided to go into pharmacy. So, I make more than minimum wage, thank God, but I don't make enough to survive. What? No. Sorry, my daughter. So, with them deciding to kick me out in a month, I have been going crazy. There are only 8 apartments in this whole entire valley. 8 apartments, 7 of which say absolutely no pets when I call them and I explain my situation so that they don't evict me and take me for everything that I have. That I have paperwork, everything. They refuse to call me back. So, I am on some apartment waiting lists. There's only 2 that accept animals, and I'm on their waiting list, but the one that I'm the closest on is actually, I'm like number 21 on their waiting list, I believe they told me. So, I don't see that happening anytime soon. We do not have any shelters here because everybody here is rich, or they're Aspen rich, but Aspen doesn't have enough apartments, so then they live in Glenwood, or they live in, what is it called, Carbondale, Marble, all of these places. So, because everybody is rich, they don't really have that many poor people, which actually they do. They have a lot of homeless who freeze to death in the wintertime because there's no place for them to go. Yeah, we all drive 45 minutes to get to work. Some more than that. Some they drive an hour, hour and a half just to get to work, and we live in like these small communities where we can barely survive because it's out of our means, but we have no choice. We have nowhere to go. So, I was trying to figure out a plan as I prepare for homelessness. So I have no money. The hospital took all my paycheck that I had. The mudslide took the rest of them, paid my rent, and then right today actually I'm getting paid. So I have to try to figure it out. They have hotels that you can rent monthly for $1,500 a month, but you have to make a certain amount to live there, and half of us don't. But yeah, half of us, like, I don't even know. They don't have any openings. I'm on waiting list to get into hotels at this point that do monthly rates and do not accept pets. And the only kind of good thing working for me right now is that it is August, and so September I have to be out. September it doesn't snow, so I can live in campgrounds. But because of everybody moving to Colorado for the weed, or because California is burning, everybody's moving here from California or Texas. It seems that they're not letting people do extended stays anywhere at all. You can't do hotels extended stays unless there's certain ones, which, like I said, are already booked up, have waiting lists. They don't have campgrounds that have extended stays. You can only stay 2 weeks in 1 year. I talked to a KOA, I talked to one in Silt, I talked to one it's called Rifle Gap State Park. 2 weeks. So they have about five of them around. So I can get 2 months out of them. Live in my car. Just trying to make it. I have 2 kids. I can't have them sleeping on the sidewalk in the middle of town. So trying to figure out campsites are always safe. They have showers, they have places to cook. So far that is what I've come up with. I was actually gonna buy a used falling down RV for $1,000, but I don't even think it would have made it if I towed it. The only one I could find that was in my budget was 5 hours away in Post Springs, and I have nowhere to put it. So I have a coworker who I guess owns land, and she said that I might be able to get like an RV or a mobile home and set it up on her land, but I would have to pay for sewage and an electric meter to be installed because all it is right now is just land and that's it. I guess she's been wanting to do it for a very long time where she would cut her property in half and then put like a tenant on there. So she's kind of like, well, I've wanted to do it for a while, so if you can come up with the money to do it, then I'll go ahead and help you. I'll let you stay there. I told her that because that's another thing is that my credit is horrible. My credit score is about 467, and here everybody wants background checks, which I work for a hospital. Like, there's no way I wouldn't pass background check. I work, like, in a pharmacy with meds. I definitely will pass for a background check. But, yeah, my credit check, I'm not passing that. Just filed for bankruptcy in May, and it's still pending. It's not finalized once court, but it hasn't been dismissed yet. So because it hasn't been dismissed, I can't really, do anything about that. So, I have to come up with that too. I started a binder, just like a normal binder. It just has random stuff on it, because I need to do things like when I talked to the KOA, they said maximum of 2 weeks in a year. Just random stuff that might help me stay organized, stay focused. I only have 23 days before I live on the street. So I've been watching a lot of YouTube, and some of it doesn't really, I haven't seen any. I've seen ones that are like, oh, you can live in your car, but I've never seen, like, we're homeless with children, what do we do? I do have Section 8. If I don't find an apartment by November 1st, I lose it permanently. Have to reapply again. Every waiting list is over 2 years and closed at this point. So that's not helping me. I've called everything I can think of: Catholic Charities, Salvation Army. They have a place called Rock. None of them can help us. They're like, we can kind of try to talk to your lawyer to see if instead of kicking you out, that they'll do something about it. Like maybe you just put down another deposit. But the landlords are like, no. The property manager is like, you were a really good tenant. You've always paid your rent on time. We've never had any problems. So you are welcome to rent from us any apartment that will allow you to have animals. They don't have anything. They have nothing available right now. So I can't even be like, okay, I'm just moving from this house to this house. No, they don't have anything. So I'm in this situation that completely is just mind-blowing. There's no help for anyone out here. They have people living on the streets, sleeping on sidewalks, and they just pretend like it's not happening because, God forbid, they leave their like beautiful mansions to help someone. It's kind of crazy. And I know that sounds probably like really ignorant right now, but it's seriously the truth. I deal with people all day long, and they come in from Aspen and they just yell at you without even like saying hi first. They just walk up to you screaming and, where's my medication? Can you tell me your name? Like, I don't know who you are. You're not super famous. I don't have your picture in my wall or on my wall. So it's insane. And not all of them are like that. Don't get me wrong. I've met really nice people. But I'm just like, here I found that a lot of people are very selfish. And with the whole, like, everybody moving here because of pot being legal, we have so much homeless. I was reading that we have about 9,000 homeless in Colorado right now. And I'm just like, great, now you have 9,003 because it's me and 2 children who are going to be there too. So I'm going to figure it out. I'm going to see what I can do. Right now I'm working on the very basics. I need food. I need a place to stay. I need a P.O. box so I can get mail. My kid starts school next Monday. God, she starts school in 3 days. 4 days. So, yeah. And it's all so sudden. And all because I hadn't documented paper stating that I was allowed to have an animal because it was medically necessary. Like, what would I do if I was blind? You know, and I needed a dog, a seeing eye dog. Would they evict you as well? You know, I have a child in and out of the hospital, and they're telling me that because she needs a support animal. Like, I know that some people do milking, and they're like, no, my pet lives forever. I'm just gonna go to a doctor and get a note. No, like, my kid is legit in and out of the hospital because of this stuff. She needs this animal. So, I don't know. But, you know what, I have to figure it out. I gotta start packing. I don't even know how to do that. Like I said, I'm poor. I work 2 jobs. I work 6 days a week, pretty much every single week. There are rare weeks where I have 2 days off, and it's mainly because my second job for the hospital is calling me in, and I just don't go in because I am exhausted. And that's how I am right now. I'm just mentally drained. I don't know what to do, but I'm gonna figure it out. I've been homeless before with my kids when I lived in Florida, and because of that fear is why I moved here, because it was always like so much cheaper here. There was apartments everywhere. You know, when I lived here before, there's always something, and then now it's nothing. So fingers crossed, just keep praying that I find something, because as of right now, my car, my broken down piece of crap car, is all I got. All my kids got. So, yeah. See where this takes me. Oh, I'm definitely going places, huh? Alright. Well, I gotta get to work. As you can tell, I just got out the shower. Ugh. Maybe they'll let me take some time off. Probably not. Alright, guys. Well, I'll see you later, okay? Stay with me. We're going places. Apparently. Have a good day.